And welcome to another episode of the False Nine. So unfortunately, we had plans to do this in studio finally with Blind Mike's daddy, me and Buddy. Unfortunately, our my producer Mixmaster Jay had a death in the family literally yesterday. So obviously, we're not going to go and invade his house and do that there. So, but there's so much stuff that we haven't done soccer wise, and the U.S. having this qualifying campaign, these three games, we had to put out an episode. So there's no video on this. This is StreamYard. So unfortunately, this will be on YouTube, but will be no video. All right, guys. So bear with us.
Well, StreamYard has video, but we're just too cheap to pay
Too
for
cheap.
it. So.
Well, we're cheap Portuguese. We're literally a living embodiment of Montante's stereotype right now. Because that's all he does. He calls us cheap Portuguese all the time. So here we are. That's why we got money. I don't know what to tell you. But we do have special guests, Blind Mike's daddy in the building finally. Let's go.
Hola, ¿cómo está?
There you go. So definitely in his Rovers kit, yeah. So I do want to kick off with the U.S. qualifying campaign, boys. Okay, so 3 games, they went 2-1. Let's start off with the weather, because VD was definitely like all about the fucking weather and calling me a pussy and anyone who agrees, like, and all that shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I just don't. I get you play. I didn't get why the U.S. felt like they had to do the strategy of making these games in these unbelievably cold conditions to beat fucking El Salvador and Honduras. Like that's my whole point. Like, you shouldn't have to play shenanigans. If you want to do that against a Mexico or something like that, all right, fuck around. I get it. El Salvador and Honduras, like, we're playing in Minnesota in February. It was -4 degrees. Like, that's not how soccer is supposed to be played. Like, it's just not. So sorry, I'm a purist, I guess. I don't know. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. So for me, actually, like, I agree with VD. Like, I'm all for this. Like, I think we should do this for every game. Like, Mexico makes us go play like at altitude at Azteca. Like people always take like their like advantages. I do this is like even when I saw those games, like I'm like, okay, it's not gonna be like, I didn't think it'd be that cold. I guess I don't know what I expected like in Minnesota. Like, I don't know, but I disagree with your overall point with like it being about like who they're playing, because they missed the World Cup last time. Like this group, we say every time we do this podcast, this group needs the World Cup more than any other team like in the world. Like, they'll make the next World Cup in America regardless because they're the host. But like, if they want to compete in that one, like, they have to compete in like next year. So for me, getting in is the only thing that matters, and they get 6 points out of it.
So, but all right, buddy, here's my point. I don't think that the cold gave them that much of an advantage. They're better. Like, if anything, they got lucky in that, because they're the more talented team. They don't need to pull those shenanigans, I think, was my whole point. Yeah. Like, I'd rather, when you have more talent, I'd rather be playing in like better conditions so that you can control the ball. You have better passing. You're the better team. This isn't like the USA where we used to have to, like, we weren't as talented even as a Honduras and El Salvador back in the 80s and 90s. And you'd have to, kick and run and do that sort of stuff. No, we have technical ability now. So I think that was my whole point. Now, listen, they got the 6 points at work, so it's kind of like a little bit mute. But my whole point was, I don't feel like we needed to do that because we are the more talented team. That's all.
That's hard to argue, to be honest, BMD.
Yeah, I agree with Buddy and disagree at the same time. There's no need to be playing a -4, whatever the wind chill factor was. It's just
-12,
not conducive.
I think.
It's going to mess with both teams mentally and physically. But you want to play to your advantages as well, and you want to be further away from the South, because then you're going to get the Latin American community to support their team. So you want to make sure you have a home field advantage.
I think that was the biggest thing, right? So that, I think it wasn't even the cold. They just wanted to keep like their fans away from the stadium.
Yeah,
I think.
And they, in U.S. soccer right now, and maybe to their credit, like I don't get it really, but like, they're trying to play in these soccer specific stadiums too. So maybe that's part of it. Like, Columbus is soccer specific, so is Minnesota. So maybe it's something to do. They're saving the big venues for I don't know, but.
Well, Columbus has always been friendly to us.
Oh, hell yeah.
Either way,
it's
a good home field advantage. But
and they won. So I guess VD wins the argument. Like, if you really want me to, they got the 6 points. So I guess it's a little bit mute on my part, but I don't know. I just felt like it was, like with Mexico playing in high altitude, like, okay, yeah, you're right. Like they do that. But I just feel like we're the more talented team than those teams. I feel like we were giving them a shot, basically, or giving us a thing. But, you know, the El Salvador game was rough. I thought that game was bad, boys. What'd you guys think of that one? Let's start there.
I was expecting a blowout. I really was. Sorry, but
You know.
No, go ahead, good.
I was expecting a blowout. That result, I think the team goes when Christian Pulisic's playing and he's playing 90 minutes. The team goes with him, and he hasn't been in form lately. So,
all right, I'm gonna say it. I said this before the show. We're getting to the point where he's overrated. We're slowly reaching that point, boys. We're slowly reaching that point.
It's hard to disagree, but I'm taking the Josh Souza stance where he's just out of form. Like, we know what he can do. Like, it's just about getting his head right. He's not happy right now at Chelsea. It's about getting him in a position like where he can get lots of minutes, feel comfortable again, and like hopefully this goal helps him at least be comfortable like when he plays for the U.S. national team. But I think for Pulisic, and maybe it's wishful thinking, but I'm thinking he's out of form. Like, not like.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's talented. I'm not arguing that. I'm just arguing that we eventually got to get to a point where, I mean, he was the best player on the last team that missed the World Cup. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, we're in second place. We're going to probably make the World Cup this go-round, but he's not playing great. He's not in form with Chelsea, right? That's another thing. So, to me, Winston McKennie has passed him as the best player and the most important player on this team, in my opinion.
I'm glad you said that because for, like, Pulisic for me is, I think Pulisic is probably the most talented player on the team, but Tyler Adams for me is the most important player. There's nobody like Kellen Acosta gets blown week in, week out. There's nobody that does like the things that Tyler Adams like does.
I don't know, man. Kellen Acosta plays, and all the U.S. does is win. All the U.S. does is win when he plays.
That's ridiculous. And like the Kellen Acosta Dick Riders are the most annoying.
I'm right here. Buddy, you can look right at me.
No, I don't know if I can do this.
Right here. I'm right here.
Yeah, okay, you can stop yelling. But the Kellen Acosta Dick Riders they're the fucking worst, dude. Like he'll misplay like 5 like okay, he was great against Honduras. Like he was great in that game for Tyler Adams. But if Tyler Adams wasn't hurt, you wouldn't see him in that spot. Tyler Adams he's better defensively. I think
I'm not arguing. Tyler Adams is a better player than Kellen Acosta. What I'm saying is when Tyler Adams is out, I feel like Kellen Acosta steps in the team. You don't see like the big drop off. Whereas Winston McKennie doesn't play it. He missed a round. I think he banged Pulisic's sister or something. Wasn't that the rumor going around? Right. So like he missed that, and we played like shit. Like to me, McKennie's the most like the best player. The heartbeat, like in the air, the guy's a fucking monster on set pieces.
He's untransferable for Juventus. Juventus was like, but I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to Sarah, but.
Yeah,
Juventus put on notice this guy's not going anywhere. He's
their second best player.
Team.
Yeah. So me,
But let me ask you this though. So Weston McKennie is so important. I think that those 3 players, like including Timothy Weah, like if you had
huge
with Timothy Weah,
and Gio. We haven't even seen Gio yet.
Yeah, nothing can happen like for the USA without those players. But so let me throw this name out there. Like what a game Luca De La Torre had. That's not the same. He doesn't do the same thing Weston McKennie does. But I think if McKennie had to miss, obviously you don't want him to miss the Mexico game. But if he had to miss a game and it was Yunus Musa and De La Torre in there instead, I don't think I'd be that upset.
Yeah, I mean I think me and you talked about this when we did an episode a couple months ago. It's the most depth the U.S. has ever had as far as having really good players. Like you think about it, we haven't even seen to me. So I think we all probably can agree that the best attacking 6 players have yet to even play together. So to me, the top 3 would be a lineup of Pepe, Christian Pulisic, and Reina up front, and then the MMA midfield, which is McKennie, Musa, and Adams.
There's nobody on the USM like national roster that I'd play over Timothy Weah right now. Like in those 3 spots like up top. Gio's great and I think he's gonna be a star. He just I think he got a knock, so he couldn't come. But like Timothy Weah is so important for them, and I think you see that in that game against Canada. Shout out to Canada for winning that game, but like they missed Timothy Weah.
So Weah stretches the other team more than he's more of a classic winger than the other guys, no doubt about it. And I think he does. He stretches the defense more than any other player. So what would you do then in that instance? Do you sit Pepe? Do you go with no classic striker?
That's something that I'm interested in seeing. I don't think Pulisic loves doing that at Chelsea, but if you do that with Pulisic as like the number 9, as like as the false 9.
False 9. Yeah, there we go. All right, there we go.
If we use Pulisic as a false 9 and play like I'm not against seeing that, but like I don't know if at S-Tech is where we should see. I don't know when they're going to have a chance where we can see that kind of lineup, because right now the U.S. don't have anybody who's like dominating that 9 spot. Pepe got some goals, and then he cooled off. I think he looked great versus Honduras. With a broken nose, he broke his nose way early on. But I wouldn't mind seeing some fluidity up top but I know it's not Greg's style. I think that's what BMD is going to say.
Yeah, go ahead, BMD. You've been waiting on this.
I think it's some bullshit. I mean, you convince Pepe to pledge his allegiance to America, and you're not using them those.
Who did they start against? Fucking El Salvador.
You can't put Zardes. I understand Zardes is used to the system. I think that experiment's over. There's plenty of talent at that position. DK was hurt. You have P. Falk, who's pretty good. He didn't even get a fucking sniff this go around. So,
yep.
I've seen enough of Zardes and Christian Roldan.
I'm done.
Too.
I'm done. And honestly, Jordan Morris, take a walk as well.
So I'll disagree on Jordan Morris.
Mm.
Yeah. No, so that's the only reason why I think where
starting.
No, he shouldn't be starting. And maybe you're right that he's not ready for the national team, but he was on fire when he went to Swansea, dude. I was like, holy shit, this kid's actually good, dude. Then he did his ACL, like BMD said, and now hopefully again a year.
Because with him, his biggest attribute was his speed. Like he was unbelievably fast with Seattle Sounders.
Not necessarily crafty, but
it's straight line. Like you get him through the back line on a through ball, and he's gonna get a 1-on-1. Whether he finishes or not, that's another story for another time.
100%. That's a good.
So I do want to give a little bit of a shout out to. This is a point that Josh Souza brought up, so I think we'll bring it up here. I want to give him a shout out. Greg Berhalter. Josh wrote on Twitter. I'll give him a shout out. He goes, "We're going to make the World Cup, which is what we need, but that means Berhalter is going to keep his job, which kind of sucks."
Yeah.
So, I actually agree with that. This guy ain't the guy. He ain't it.
I agree. I know I've said this on the show before too, though. Like the guys like playing for them. You see, they score big goals. They go over to GGG. They like the fucking back passes. They like the Travis Scott sixes. I don't really understand the whole thing, but I saw so much of this, so I'm honestly just regurgitating bullshit I've seen on Twitter. But you have the talent of this U.S. soccer team, and you go to Canada and the same defensive kind of shell. I've never been more embarrassed by a performance. And then his quote after, I think BMD sent it to me. I just want to read it. It was an entire team effort. This is from the losing coach. Your team just lost 2-0. Got battered.
And by the way, could have lost 4 or 5-0.
Yeah.
Could have lost 4 or 5-0.
If they get an early goal, that game's way different. But they didn't. They didn't. Would you agree that they basically got battered? They went to Canada to get beat up.
Yeah,
on turf, which I fucking hate. I hate that they're you're allowed to play these important games on turf. I think it's bullshit. On a field smaller than high school.
Listen, we lost to a goalie wearing fucking sweatpants. All right, that was fucking.
Let me tell you, he was talking a lot of shit. That motherfucker.
I know.
Oh, and he made a great save on the header. He made a great save on the header.
Let me tell you, this is billboard material. If I'm a captain, if I'm a senior person on this national team, I'm grabbing everything that fucking Canada said about you, that we're scared,
that
we're intimidated, and you fucking put that up there and you show the fucking world, because these guys.
So that's my biggest issue. Do they have the heart? Go ahead, buddy. Read that quote.
Yeah,
I don't have the quote. I'm just saying.
I got it.
Buddy's got it. Yeah.
Here's the quote from the losing manager in that match. It was an entire team effort. That was outstanding. It was hard for me to remember performance away from home this dominant, where we didn't get a result. Disappointed with the result, not the
Unbelievable.
performance.
What the fuck were you watching?
I know. There's 11 guys standing still for 90 minutes.
The fuck were you watching, dude? Get the fuck out of here.
You need a goal at the end of the game. We'll talk about United. I know we'll get to them, but I see this all the time. United, everything's just side to side. No incisive passing. He doesn't try to change it, and then when he does make changes, it's the same. It's again the same. We'll get to United. The same shit United does. When he does try to make changes, he just makes changes in the system. He doesn't try to switch the shape. He doesn't want to play 2 guys up top.
You're down 1-0, dude. Like that late in the game, you throw 3 forwards up there. You fucking go balls to the wall. What's the difference if you lose 2 or 3-0 and lose 1-0? What's the difference? There's no difference.
You don't have to worry about goal differential.
Yeah, you go there to at least try to get that point. You try to tie the fucking game. But then to come out and say that, buddy, that's embarrassing. And that's where Josh, once again, shout out Josh Souza, he keeps saying this team has no balls. This team has no balls. And
But-
the reason they might not have any balls is because the coach has no fucking
If
balls.
you punch this team in the mouth, they will not stand up.
Yeah,
There it
And I
is.
think that you need to bring in some of that veteran leadership, even if they're over the hill as far as age. But in Triple G's defense, I don't think we have a Serginho Dest. I don't think we have a Musa. I don't think we have a Timmy Way. I don't think we have a Pepe. If it's
Yeah,
not for that
definitely
guy, he
Yeah,
does
I
a good
guess.
job of getting the the recruiting aspect. Klinsmann was kind of good at that as well when he first took over the team, but. I don't know if we get those players that we have now on that roster if it's not for him. That's the only defense I have for him.
Does Berhalter have this job still if he doesn't have like that family member who runs U.S. Soccer? It's his brother, right?
Well, I mean, that's like that's you. You just described U.S. soccer in a fucking nutshell, by the way.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's like who knows who, cousins, uncles, best friends. Who you're in bed with business wise. That's all U.S. soccer is. It's one of the most corrupt organizations going. And everyone just kind of fucking rolls their eyes and doesn't say anything. It's like, whatever, make the World Cup so that way we get this TV money and that's it.
Yep. I know we say this every time, but enough with these, and we've already said it today, but like enough with these fucking MLS players, like, and it's pinch in a spot here or there, like, yeah, they know tough environments, they know shitty pitches, they know all that stuff, but they're like when Christian Roldan 31 appearances in an attacking midfielder winger like number 10 position, 0 goals. I think like less. I don't know. I don't want to say 0 goal involvements because I don't know how many assists he has, but I know as somebody who's supposed to be scoring goals in this system, he's not doing it. Like
that kid Aaron Johansson shouldn't be on the bench for an MLS guy ever. Like it just shouldn't be. The kid's about to be sold to who's going after him? He's on Red Bull Salzburg, right? And isn't there a big bid from a German team or something to get him?
Oh, you mean Brandon Aronson?
Aronson, I'm sorry, I said Johansson. I always fucked it.
Leeds wants.
And that kid should never be on the bench. That kid should never be on the bench for an MLS guy. Like
that's how much depth they have. Well, he shouldn't be on the bench for an MLS guy.
Yeah, that's my whole point.
He's somebody who totally changed my mind. Because I would see him and be like, okay, yeah, you do fine in Austria. Let's see it for like the U.S. national team. And then he brings it. Like he's the only player to play in every World Cup qualifier so far. Like since Tyler Adams missed that game, they said in the broadcast. I think he's a very important player, and he's somebody, in my opinion, like right now, who I think should be getting a look, maybe ahead of Christian Pulisic. But
they play the same position, kind of. Yeah. His brother's really good too.
That's what I'm hearing as well. Yeah.
But he's like not there yet, right?
No, he's young. He's still young.
So, and then I got to give a shout out to me, the best player during this qualifying run, every game that I watch, other than McKinney when he plays, is that the left back Robinson. Anthony Robinson has been
good.
So good. A revelation. An attacking left back who actually gets back on defense. Hey, Sergio Dest, take notes. So like he does it all. And the kid wins balls. He plays balls. He plays hard. He scored a couple of huge goals in qualifying. He's been an absolute revelation. That's one thing I'll give Berhalter credit is putting him in and actually letting him play.
After I don't know if I've ever heard him speak, but after the Canada game, I was gonna say, or like before Tyler Adams gets hurt, I was gonna say Tyler Adams. I thought he was great in those 2 games, but Anthony Robinson is so. I mean, he saves you in that one match. The only one that basically put a ball on net.
I believe. Yeah, BMD. Did you just say he's French? Correct. He's French.
No,
if I'm not mistaken.
He speaks with an English accent, but.
Does he really? I thought he was. I thought his parents were from France or something. I might have
possibly, but he might have lived in England for so long that he speaks with the.
That's pretty good, man. That's pretty good. So the other thing, go ahead, BMD. Go ahead. Sorry.
I
just
want to ask one question.
UK.
So, who would you guys like to see as the head coach of U.S. men's national?
So, I mean, I think Jesse Marsch to me is the easy answer, right? I mean, he's been coaching in Europe. I know he got fired. Yeah. I know there's talk of like. There's a couple of Everton fans that I follow that are American that really wanted him to go to Everton before. Who just got that job? Buddy, help me out here. Frank Lampard, that's right.
Frank.
Yeah. So, I just think that's a guy who's, coached with those tactics, with the pressing style, which I think we're young. We should be playing that sort of high press and attack and possession. But he's done it at like a high level, and he's also young enough to relate to the players. To me, that's an obvious choice. Yeah, that's an obvious choice. But does he want to coach national team? Does he still? I think his goal is to keep coaching in Europe, if I'm not mistaken. So that's one obvious choice. Other than that, nothing else pops for me. I don't know.
When I saw BMD write that question in the chat, I was like, I don't have an answer for that. But the only thing I would say is somebody with an attacking mind. So Jesse Marsch isn't a bad pick in my opinion, because you need somebody who's like willing, like to change things and willing to go for it. When you have a squad like this, we should be going for games friggin' in
Yep.
Canada. I don't care about like all the shit we bitched about already, but like when you have a squad like this, you shouldn't be going to Canada and laying down. Like shout out Killer and BA, which we have to say that.
Boner Jams. Boner Jams.
Oh,
too.
yeah,
Don't forget
Boner
Boner Jams.
My bad. That was your favorite.
So no, I do. That's a talking point that I had, buddy. So let's get into that, BND. Canada runs North America right now. They fucking run North America.
Right now. Right
okay,
the fuck now.
listen, you got to give them the credit. What they've done in the last 10 years took us like 30 years to do, to be totally honest. Not only are they winning, they play attacking style. They're developing world-class footballers. World-class footballers.
Yeah, thanks to the MLS, though.
No, but that's the difference between them and the U.S. national team right now. Like, just they have a coach like the antithesis of Greg, who's willing to go for it, willing to try different things, willing to say, okay, this is what these guys are good at, let's do it. Instead of saying this is my system, I'll find the guys who can play that way. And they bossed USA, I think, twice this qualifying run.
Mm-hmm.
They without Davies, without their best player, without one of the best players in the world. To be honest with you, Alphonso Davies.
They were so good. I honestly forgot about Alphonso Davies in that game.
That's crazy.
I swear to God, like I didn't think about him once.
Yeah. So I mean, and then so that's the thing. They look like they're gonna win this group. It really doesn't matter who wins.
Yeah.
It really doesn't matter as long as you make it. You make it. But if you told me that 3-4 years ago, I would have been like, get the fuck out of here. Canada's not fucking winning a World Cup qualifier group with Mexico and USA. Like. So they've come a long way, very, very fucking fast, very fast.
And they're gonna be, which is good for CONCACAF. Listen, let's be honest. CONCACAF
it really is
one of the best regions. It isn't. It's a weak region, and it's good for CONCACAF. It's good for the competition. I think Canada's gonna be around for a long time.
It is. I will say, it sucks for the U.S. that like it's not cemented. Like if roles reversed and they were Canada, like and they were kind of like home and like knew they were in the World Cup right now, we'd be feeling a lot better. But like it is nice to see going into like the last like triumvirate of games, like there are 5-6 teams that could make the World Cup. Like right, I think there's maybe so only 5 teams within that distance, but like CONCACAF is more competitive than a lot of other like groups around the world.
Yeah, I mean South America is usually a joke. I mean it's going to be Brazil, Argentina, Paraguay.
Then
Colombia.
Is it Chile? Like, is it?
Chile.
Colombia? Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they're usually like Venezuela usually has no chance. Those other teams have no chance. So, like, it does help that Canada being good. BMD probably helps the USA in the long run because it does give you more competition. Like, iron sharpens iron if you look at it that way.
Right.
But yeah, shout out to those guys. I mean, what they've done, and especially they do have to play a lot of the year in Arctic conditions up there as far as youth soccer goes. So. Shout out to them for developing the skills and doing that. I don't know if they're playing a lot indoor in the wintertime. Like, I don't know if that helps them maybe. Smaller field, develop skills. I don't know.
Most of their players, right, are in MLS, right? They don't have many guys in Europe right now.
Yeah, we
Davids, of course.
By far we lead. I think the CONCACAF in general as far as top 5 minutes played, important competitions. We USA leads the way, which is it's a shame that we're in the position we're in.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
But we fucking blow everybody out of the water. So I think a lot of the problem too is we believe the hype sometimes, and we don't play to the level because we just think we're so good.
So there it is. Let's get into that. The past U.S. teams, all right, haven't been as talented as this team, not even close, but have won shit. Like, the Landon Donovan team that went to the quarterfinal of the World Cup. Confederations Cup. We've won, gotten out of the first rounds of other World Cup with way less talent. But those teams played with like a lot of heart, played knowing that they had less talent. They would in. And this team, as you get better skill-wise, you get guys who are cockier. These kids have been told that they've been great since they were fucking 12 years old. Okay?
Yeah. I wonder if there's like a little bit of that.
I wonder if there's a disconnect. Yes, exactly.
No, but like I wonder if there was a little bit of that in that Canada game where like that was a game where you have to work hard. Like that's a game. Like they know they have a frigid game coming up on Monday or whenever the night that was. Like they knew they had a tough match against Honduras. Like I wonder like in the back of their heads if they're just like fuck this, man. But like that's to Josh Souza's point. You can't fucking we can't have that right now. Like we have to be going for it. We can't the U.S. can't miss another World Cup. It'd be so
no, they can't. They can't miss a World Cup. You're right. But sometimes a punch in the mouth is needed just to kind of bring you back to reality.
And that bulletin board material.
Yeah, that's huge, BMD. If the next time they play Canada, if that's not like If those guys aren't coming out fired up and shit, then
Yeah.
that's a major fucking problem.
In
Major
my
problem.
opinion, that should matter though for the Mexico game as well. Like
They
that,
should.
you should just
And
put it right up and say like this is what the region thinks of us.
Thinks
They
of you.
say,
Yeah.
They
And
say
it's
we
not
can't go to
easy.
Azteca and get a point. They say we can't whatever.
You brought up a great point, buddy. The next 3 games in March are all teams that need to qualify. You have Panama, Costa Rica, and Mexico. All those
Imagine
games are going to
needing-
be important for all 3 of those fucking teams.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Imagine needing a point at Costa Rica the last game of qualifying.
Just like last time.
Yeah, on that field, like
Yeah.
oh my god, it's over. If it happens again, like
Well, so let me ask you
back-
why. Do you think having so many European-based players and players that go to Europe so early now, do you think there's a disconnect when they come here and have to play on those shit fields? Do they think that that's beneath them at this point? Let me ask you that.
I don't think it's that. I just think it's like they're not used to it. They didn't grow up
Right.
playing like
Okay, that's
with-
what I mean.
yeah.
Yeah.
Optimum field conditions, which brings me back to the point, was if we're going to play these teams at home, we should be playing on the best field,
There it is.
best weather, and showing what the fuck we got. We don't need to use cold weather to our advantage. That's just my opinion. That's something I heard on ESPN FC. I'm just regurgitating an idea.
Yeah.
Craig Burley's the worst. Oh god, I hate Craig Burley. Oh.
No, hold on. Who's worse? Burnley, Lawless, or Twellman? Who's worse?
Oh,
Let's
Lawless.
rank them.
Twelman.
Twellman's so bad. I can't believe like, and he's a Revs like Hall of Famer. It's like it pains me, dude,
Yeah.
to hear that guy talk. It pains me.
And he does like the hard like puh, like I can't even do it, but like the hard like peace sound every time. And I'm like this fucking asshole. I was screaming at. I was watching United yesterday, like screaming at him. I'm like these fucking losers pretending they're in England. I'm like they're in Connecticut. And I was,
Yeah,
I was so
they're in
mad. I was
Connecticut.
so mad, dude.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's like Taylor Twellman, dude. Like
Yeah,
how
it's
many
a crime.
concussions? Yeah.
Are you-
And
are you
Lawless
guys-
is just like Lawless, like whatever.
he's
But
a
I was
dummy.
kind of actually happy that kind of Berhalter was put in the hot seat on mainstream, like Stephen A. Smith was talking about him. Part of my take, PTI was talking about them.
Oh yeah, I mean the
Against
Canada loss
That's
was
fucking
because
great. That's great for soccer.
yeah, well they're talking about him losing. That's not that
Right.
great,
No,
but
it isn't,
but I
but-
hear you what you're saying. They're putting him. I mean, I will give Twellman this. When they didn't qualify, he did go nuts. Lawless went nuts, and they did hold their feet to the fire on television. So like that's a good thing. And Twellman does call out U.S. soccer quite a bit, like the corruption and shit like that, the
Mhm.
backhanded deals and stuff. So I will give him that. I mean, more of like his commenting like on games and stuff is so
Yeah.
fucking bad.
I know. Sometimes I forget that because like you said, like I definitely reposted like that 12-man World Cup thing was like it's like hell yeah Taylor fuck yeah like
Go
give it
get
to
him.
me, you know?
Yeah.
But like listening to him call games, I'm like my wife just started watching soccer like when she met me. Like she knows a lot more than he does. Like she would do a better job than him. She'd be like, "What?" I know. I said, "Yeah." She'd be like, "Why is there 2 number 6s? It doesn't make any sense." I'm like, "I know."
I know. This guy's crazy over here. All right, so let's transition really quick. We did the U.S. talk. We got that out of the way. Well, not out of the way, but it's something that we wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
I do want to kind of end the show with a couple of small points. We got to get into Buddies United. We need a Buddy United update.
First of all,
Um,
it's sad that United is a small point, but that's what they are right now. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Buddy, you
I
lose in
know.
the FA Cup. Like, I mean,
I honestly don't even mind. Like, go ahead. Good.
no. So let me ask you. Yeah, what's to me, dude? Like the FA Cup. Like, I get it. It's an honor thing, and you don't want to lose. Like, but in the end, isn't it better for these big teams to lose in that fucking tournament early? Like, isn't it actually better?
It is for teams who aren't Manchester United right now. Like Manchester United is the kind of big team who need that tournament. Like City don't, Liverpool don't, Chelsea don't. They're all like trying. They're all trying to win the championship. Obviously, like although
The championship's over. City's got that shit.
Yeah.
That shit's over.
I guess it's a fair point, but like, so then for everybody else, they only have Champions League or the FA Cup to win, and trophies are. It's different than like where like in America we're like, oh, only the end of the season, only like the championship kind of thing matters, but like the FA Cup is I think it's the longest like organized soccer like tournament in the world. It's and the reason that it's so special is because teams like Borough, teams like that. I don't know. I can't remember what the team.
The team that almost beat West Ham yesterday, right?
Yeah,
like, yeah.
Because they have like a legit shot, like because it's just soccer, dude. Like
Yeah.
if you can get it right, then you get to play in the next round. You get to go to the Etihad, or you get to go to to Old Trafford and all this kind of stuff. But United need that tournament because they haven't won anything. Now they haven't won anything in 5 years unless they're in the Champions League. Like and they're probably not going to
Not
win the
gonna-
Champions League. I don't know if you
yeah.
guys know, but they're not that good right now. So I know it's frustrating, but like, and this year though for United, I don't think that's that bad of a result because it's not going their way, and they need, like, if you believe the rumors that Ronaldo's gone after, like, if they don't get Champions League, then you need to make the Champions League.
So this is my point. That was going to be my whole point. A team like United honestly doesn't need the FA Cup because their sole focus should be finishing top 4 right now. That's literally their trophy. Fuck a trophy putting in a trophy cabinet.
Yeah.
You need the money. You need the money.
I actually
You know?
made the same point last night about Borough because they were saying like how Middlesbrough, like to their credit, they do what a lot. Well, now it's much different. It's not when I was growing up and watching them, Sir Alex, like you went there and you sat in, you're like, hopefully they don't beat us, and United beat them every time. But now nobody's scared to go there. Everybody goes for it. So Borough sets their team up to go for it, go down 1-0, and I'm sitting there watching the game. I'm like, it's a win-win for the coach. Like, you go for it, you're out of the FA, and then you lose. Okay, you gave it a shot at Old Trafford. You're out of the FA Cup. They're 7th in the championship. If they make the top 6, they make the playoff and maybe get to go up. So like for them losing the tournament, maybe losing out of the FA Cup is not so bad. But on the other hand, if you go for it and it works out for you and you win and you get to go to penalties and all this stuff and you give yourself a shot. Now, like, I mean, I didn't see the draw because United's out. I don't give a shit anymore. But like now, again, same thing. Maybe they get an easy draw, and now they're into the. I think this was for. Was this for final 16 or final? I think it was final 16. Then you're into the quarterfinal if you win one more round after this. So why not?
So I'm going to bring BMD into this real quick. So the next point I want to make is something that, I've called you a dummy. I've called you
hold on one
very.
second. BMD, is Rovers out of the FA Cup?
Oh yeah, round 3.
Yeah.
Okay. So I've called BMD a dummy. I've called him spineless. A bunch of stuff. When he just makes a point that Ronaldo, Portugal would be better off without Ronaldo, was and is insane. But right now, maybe I'll even grant you a maybe, finally start having that conversation. So go ahead and make your point now.
All right. Well, a friend of the show, Josh Souza's made that point today.
Which I told Buddy is huge because Josh is an absolute Ronaldo stan. Mm-hmm. So if he's starting to turn a little bit, this is why I'm giving you that leeway into, go ahead.
All right. So I'll be honest. Most of my Ronaldo trash talk is just trolling.
Okay, there it is. Okay. That's it. So I just wanted you to admit that. That's fine.
But he is a go club play. For me, club, wherever he's gone, he's been fantastic. International wise, Buddy brought up a great point to me once when we argued about it a while ago. Yeah, he did have a hat trick against Spain, but what did he do the rest of that World Cup? This past Euros, again.
He's a leading goal scorer. This is what you're losing this argument.
I make the opposite point.
Portugal has never done better since Ronaldo put on a Portugal uniform.
I'm sorry. Did he score the game winner against France? What when he went on the first half?
Oh my God, this fucking guy! You're not there without him. Like whatever.
Okay,
I'm giving you.
Okay, the last, not this World Cup, but the World Cup when I was still in the military, they had to go into the playoff with Sweden. Yes, if it wasn't for him, they wouldn't have been in that World Cup, the 2014 World Cup. Okay?
Yeah, come on.
Okay, but how was his performance in the 2014 World Cup?
Well, the whole team was trash. Pepe got the red card in that first minute against Germany and ended that World Cup.
How many goals did he score in this past Euro without penalty kicks? Was it what 2 goals? But so, again, that's his age. That's his age. I get it. Listen.
Right.
I'm going back to you being a dummy. I'm going back to you being a dummy.
Okay, so if you don't have penalty kicks, he's got 2 goals instead of 5.
But you have penalty kicks.
Yeah, penalty kicks.
And how was his 2010 performance in the World Cup? I'm trying to scratch my head.
This fucking guy. Whatever. Listen. BMD.
He's not the GOAT. Tom Brady's the GOAT.
BMD.
That's ridiculous.
Ronaldo put on a Portugal uniform in the year of 2004. Our Lord's year of 2004. Okay, he was 17. You're blaming him for that?
He's not 17 in 2000.
He was 17 in that tournament. He was 17 or 18. He was 18.
Yeah.
That was Figo's team. That was Rui Costa's team. That was Deco's team. And he fucking started on that team. All right.
Yeah, he did.
That's number one.
I said he was the GOAT.
Most of no. But then you win back.
His play hasn't been that great. Let's just look at his
numbers. It has been.
Yeah. Just look at his numbers.
You're insane.
You're insane. Yeah.
Portugal hadn't.
Dude.
All right.
What?
Listen,
Look at his
See if
stats.
it, no, hold on.
2014,
See if his
not-
numbers are good. He has the most
Yes.
international goals of anybody of
Yeah.
all
buddy,
time.
buddy. He's gonna drive me insane, buddy. He's gonna drive me
How many
insane.
hat tricks you
Fuck,
get
we're not
against
doing
fucking
cracking off today. We're just
Lithuania,
doing this.
Serbia, Montenegro? Come on.
BMD. I'm giving you a window right now. The past is the past. Okay, you're wrong on this. We've already established that. I'm giving you a window of right now. What do we think going forward? In all honesty, let's forget the trolling. Going forward, like coming up we're playing Turkey in March and then Italy if we win. Should he be starting? Should he be coming off the bench doing 30 minutes? What's his? Will he take that? He should or shouldn't?
Absolutely. He's a fuck.
Okay.
He earned it.
All
He
right.
should be starting. He should be fucking starting.
What do you
There's
think,
nobody that's
David?
going to replace him. Who's going to replace him on that team right now? That fucking coach
Right now,
fucking
that-
sucks, dude.
So
That's another one, too. We need to get
that's
rid
the
of
issue. That's the issue. All right,
Yeah.
he's the worst coach. He's the worst. Berhalter is bad. Fernando Santos for this team.
Worse.
Portugal is way too much talent. Fucking way too much talent
You
to
know
be
what's
right
wild?
now to be doing this right now. But you could make a case that you should have a starting up top. You could go Jota, Bruno Fernandes as a false nine, and Bernardo Silva, and play Neves and Moutinho in the midfield. You could make that argument. Now, I still start Ronaldo because I don't think Ronaldo would take coming off the bench. He just wouldn't take
No,
it.
he
Like
can't.
he would blow that dressing room up.
Yeah. Yep.
But
Yeah.
there's a
How's
chance
Andre
that
Silva's form?
he's been out of form. Rafael Leão is the one that if you really wanna for AC Milan, he is fucking nasty right now. He's scoring goals. He's assisting. He's a true number 9. He would probably put him up there first. But you have young guys in Portugal too. Like the team is loaded. It's just I don't think that Ronaldo would be able to handle it. Fernando Santos wouldn't have the balls to like have him come off the bench.
I think so. I think if like for them, they should do what United have done with Ronaldo a couple of times, which is not make him the number 9. If you put him out wide, like where he like made his bones, like where I know he's not the same player he was like on that team with the coached, but like if you put him back out wide left, put Leao through the middle, like it just and like so it'll still be the problem is that
basically play a
Santos-
true striker. Yeah,
system.
and now you
Yeah,
have to take
well,
out a
like,
Bernardo
it would-
Silva or something like that. You know.
Yeah,
That's the issue
exactly.
with
Yeah,
Jota.
Silva, Fernandes, and they don't play well. Like they're not, you know what I mean?
No,
like
they don't
always
mesh
play. So then you play one at a time, switch them out, and then like okay, so then if you want to take Leao out, then you leave Ronaldo in the last. 20
Here's
minutes.
the issue, though, boys. We don't have a world qualifying campaign to figure this all out. It's fucking one game. It's one game.
You're right. But the good thing is the path to the World Cup is through Portugal. Portugal doesn't have to leave Portugal. They can stay in Portugal.
They get Turkey and Italy if at home if they're both games.
That
I'm
Italy
very
game-
nervous. That's coming up in
it's
in March,
disappointing.
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's disappointing. Portugal and Italy belong in the World Cup. They just
Yeah,
perennial
one of them. The fact
contender.
that one of them's gonna not make it is disappointing.
That's really
I'm also
bad.
disappointed the World Cup's gonna be playing in fucking Thanksgiving, Christmas time. It's retarded in my opinion, but whatever. Here we are. Money
Yeah,
once
just
again. The corrupt organization that is FIFA. You hand them enough money, they'll play the fucking World Cup in fucking Antarctica. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
They don't give a
You know-
fuck.
it's so bad. There's nothing to
It's
say.
so
There's nothing to
bad.
say.
This is Ronaldo's last go around.
I think so
And,
too. Yeah.
It's
We're
gonna be
about to lose
special
Brady
watch.
and Ronaldo within the next year, man. Honestly.
Very
Maybe
sad.
a month.
Yeah.
Let me ask you. Let me ask you this about Ronaldo. He's still got some time left. I think he's a great player. He's a genetic freak. Would you like to see him in the MLS?
Yeah,
He's
that's
not
where
gonna
he
do that.
will.
He's
You
not
don't think
gonna
so? I think that's where he ends up. I do
Nope.
think that's where he ends up.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
I'd be shocked. Why do you say that, buddy? What's your thought?
I guess no. So the problem is if United make the Champions League, then he stays at
Mhm.
United.
Mhm.
Like, but does Ronaldo have another big move? I think
No,
his
I think it's MLS. This is what I'm saying. Like,
MLS
buddy,
and
I
then
don't
over.
think.
You're saying MLS
No.
and done.
Yeah, buddy, I don't think even
No,
if
so that's not-
I don't, but buddy, I think even if they make Champions League, I don't think Ronaldo wants
No.
to go a full year because I don't think he thinks he's.
That's
I don't
not
think
what I'm
he's a
saying, though.
guaranteed starter next year at United,
And
and I don't think he wants to do that.
Probably not, but like what I'm saying is he has said multiple times, and his mom has said multiple times, he will go back to Sporting.
That's
Yeah.
fucking retarded. You guys
I
are
believe
insane.
that.
Yeah, you are
Actually,
dumb.
you know what?
You-
That makes a
beyond
lot of
dumb.
sense too.
And then
You
he's like,
sound
why
like
not?
a you
He's
sound
like,
like a
I
dumb
owe-
Sportingista.
He literally
Hey,
said,
Rui
"I owe
Costa
everything
did
to
it.
them."
Rui Costa
Yeah,
went back to
like,
Benfica.
even if it's 1 year, dude, like you just do
He
it
has
like
to go
out of
back.
respect.
Guys, do you understand how much money is on the table, MLS, and do you
MLS,
understand
yeah,
that Sporting
ownership.
cannot pay him? They cannot pay him. He would have
Yeah.
to play literally for like $1 million. That's all they can afford. You
Yeah,
guys
but,
are
like-
insane. You're
But like,
insane.
I think to
you're
his
right
point,
about
he's
the
saying
money
that that's worth it. Like, I'm not saying.
Yeah,
like,
nah.
but-
They're gonna put a fucking ownership shit right in front of him, just like they did with Beckham, and he
yeah.
will fucking do the MLS tour like you fucking read about. Live in LA or live in Miami. That's where he wants to live. He's not gonna go fucking play for Sporting against go play fucking in Punta Delgada against fucking Santa Clara. Are you
Yeah,
guys
dude.
fucking
He's
insane?
gonna do
You
it.
guys are high, buddy. You're
He's gonna
high.
do it.
You're fucking high. You guys are
Well,
nuts.
yes.
You guys are
You never
nuts.
know. But home is where the heart is. But that's where you got to start. But
He hasn't lived there in fucking 20 years, guys.
I
Come on.
understand that. Are you guys? I'm sticking on goats and stuff. Are you shocked at how bad Messi's doing, or is it just
One goal in
system guy?
Buddy, I literally was going to bring this up. Like, I didn't have this written down. Good job, BMD.
Yeah.
It's shocking. If that was Ronaldo,
Oh,
the
my God.
fucking the victory laps that would be taken right now would be unbelievable.
Yeah, he's
but
got-
you don't
I
hear
don't
a
watch
fucking
PSG
peep
at all.
about it.
Why
hear
is he
peep.
struggling?
One goal in 44
system.
games? Is that right? Did I read that right?
You know, you're
Did
right.
I read that right?
It's a system. It's a system. I'm
Ronaldo
telling you.
has more away goals than Messi has goals. I think they
Yeah.
say. Yeah, I see that stat a lot on United Twitter.
BMD, great job with that because it's something that I've been meaning to bring up that I keep forgetting on every episode. And the comparison would be if this was Ronaldo, oh God, the
hate would be
shits
real.
that people would be taking. Yeah, absolutely, it's wild.
It's
wild.
it's crazy to me because if he was still in Spain, he'd still be like one of the best players in the world, which is so
So
crazy.
Credit
So
to
is
Barcelona.
Spain a farmers? So put it this way then: is Spain a farmers league or is France a farmers league?
Are
Because
we
in
the
Spain,
farmers?
he scored a lot of goals. You know,
He did. And
Yeah.
Spain is
Uh-huh.
similar. Spain is similar. It's always those, Atletico, Barcelona, Real Madrid. It's always those same kind of teams up top.
that's every
Dude,
league, though. BMD, man,
went
that's
from
every
yelling.
league.
BMD went from yelling to being pensive now. So-
Hey, big word
My
there,
blood-
buddy. I like that.
My buddy's so fucking smart. He should be a doctor.
Oh wow.
Okay, that's a good place to end it.
Yeah. Well, one more thing, and we will go. Josie
Josie.
Altidore to the Revs. Yeah, what do we think about that? I love it. It's not it's not what they call a designated player signing. They sign him for
No.
less than that. So it's
Allocation
less
money.
than the allocation money. So I don't think he starts every game. I don't think he plays 90 minutes. But I think if you either sell Busca, he's a good insurance to have him with Bo up top, or you move Bo a little bit out wide and you can play some games if you're losing or whatever with Altidore and Busca up top. I think that Bruce gets the best out of him. They have a good relationship. I think this is a good signing for the amount of money that they're paying.
Yeah, I don't expect anything of him, but if I go to see a couple Revs games and he start, I'm not going to shit my pants about it. Like I think he's I hated Josie Altidore a lot. I always called him Lazy Altidore because he will not.
Oh
work
yeah.
hard.
Wasted talent. The guy was unbelievably. As a 19-year-old Josie Altidore against Brazil was one of the greatest. That was an unbelievable game. If you remember that, the Confederations Cup.
Yep.
42 goals as a U.S. men's national player.
Yeah,
That's
and should have had more
crazy
though.
to me.
He should have way more, man. That guy was nasty.
Who's the number
that
one?
was
Landon,
nasty.
right? Landon in the 50s.
I think Landon, and I think then Dempsey.
Dempsey passed them both, if I'm not mistaken. Right?
I would
Clint is always underrated as a fucking U.S. as a national team player.
maybe my favorite U.S. international of all time.
Yeah,
Dempsey.
balls. Clint Dempsey played with balls. Man.
Yeah, especially because he was a
Balls.
Rev too. That's why I love him a little bit more. But-
Yeah, went to England as the kid who played in college. He wasn't handed anything.
Oh yeah.
He went to England and had an unbelievable career in England.
He was
Clint
good at
Dempsey
Fulham and Tottenham.
and Tottenham. Yeah, absolutely underrated, big time.
I'll say this about Altidore, and this is my, I don't know what you want to call this take, but Busquets out. Busquets out. I think.
You think he's gone? Okay.
Well, he was almost gone, and his January transfer just fell through. Okay, so Altidore's there as to when Busquets leaves in the summer, Altidore takes over that position. I think if Altidore stays healthy, he's 32 years old. I think he gets a spot on that national team.
Ooh.
That's just my hot take.
Ooh.
Again, if he stays healthy and he gets in form, like I told 2 Chainz, this guy could be on the men's national team. We need some of that veteran leadership up front.
It's the one spot where we don't have a great number 9. So if there is a shot, it's that. I'll give you that. We talked about it earlier. We don't have a classic great number 9. So if he does start scoring goals, Berhalter is the type of guy that would bring him up. Yeah.
Anybody who
one.
scores goals, if Sargent starts scoring goals, anybody.
Yeah.
can.
Yeah. I mean,
He scored 2
yeah,
goals 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The first one was nasty. I think it was an
Yeah.
accident, but it was nasty.
yeah, it was definitely an accident. It's definitely an accident. All right, boys. Unless you guys got anything else, this was awesome. BMD, we'll have to have you into the studio though, so we can yell at each other, like actually yell at each other in person. That'll be more fun.
Yeah,
But,
we gotta get
this
B&B
was-
on the Twisted Teas.
Yeah.
I was gonna bring the Bud Lights and the Fireball nips. I want to get on a Game of Thrones fucking round table that I was pitching.
Yeah, there you go. But no, this was awesome, guys. Thanks for BMD for coming on. Andrew, thanks for producing. Appreciate it. And once again, guys, sorry no video. Hopefully the next episode we'll be back in studio, me and Buddy, and we'll go from there. Appreciate you guys listening. Thank you.
See you guys.